Hello guys, welcome to another video, and of course it's Saturday, and for that reason this one's going to be an ever so slightly longer video because on Saturdays we take a bit of time to reflect on the week and see where we have gone. Of course Sundays is the predictions day for the next week, but in this one, we're just taking a bit of time to look at where it has gone and then foreshadowing a bit of tomorrow's video on where it might go in the future. So of course, let me break down the sectors before we do begin. First, we're having a quick look at how it has been moving, then we're going to be giving my opinions on why, then we're going to look forwards onto a few questions which people have asked me, and then I'm going to be giving my opinions because I do think in the last video we got some great comments and I'm going to be giving my opinions on what these people have said. So we're just going to start off by saying I would massively appreciate it if you could just leave a like on the video and subscribe. Let's get this video over 100 likes and let's try and get over 100 new subscribers. Honestly, it would be amazing. Of course, if you do want to come and join us on Discord, link to the Discord will be down in that description, and if you want to become a channel member, feel free to do so by pressing the join button. Of course, I am not a financial advisor and everything said in this video is nothing but my opinion, but we are going to be talking through all of these kind of good things in this video. Let's jump straight in by having a look at how the stock has been moving over the past week like promised. So you know what, this week has been kind of a good one for the stock. Now of course, you and me have both been waiting for this growth to happen for quite a while, and honestly, this week did not underperform. We were up about 13% from the standard point which we were trading at before, around $14. So of course now we sat about 16.33. Notable gains come from, the 24th or the 23rd of December, where we saw the stock price absolutely rocket up by quite a percent in a very short period of time, and of course we are looking at a great standing for the stock in the future. So my personal views on this one, honestly, I still do think it's undervalued. For me, I personally think that anywhere under $20 is personally a buy, but I do think that may change in the future depending on how high we actually go. But right now, that's just my perspective on it. So obviously at 16, I don't think it's bad at all. I personally do think there is some opportunity for a sell-off coming in the future, in the very near future, but I don't think it's necessarily 100% guaranteed. But yeah, I think we're definitely in a great standing, setting ourselves up from the last week, heading into the future. So I'm happy to see it up again. Personally, I do think that this is a good company. I think with this merger happening in Q1, we're definitely coming closer and closer. I think with that happening as well, I think we'll see a lot more growth. So a few things to note is, of course, as far as I am aware right now, I don't think it has been leaked anywhere or at least published anywhere. I don't think that we yet have a full date for the merger. So far we only know it's in Q1 of 2020. Of course, when a date does come out, which should be some point in January, early January, I would definitely like to see it grow further then, because at least we know what point we are getting to in the future, if you understand where I'm coming from. So of course, looking at this one for the long term, I definitely do see this one having potential to hit, $20 to $30 absolutely pre-merger. I'm going to be talking about that more in tomorrow's episode, but honestly, I do think it is a good stock. I do like Apxt personally. I think it has some great management in my personal view. I think for that reason, it's a good merger. Now, if you were going to hold this one, again, in my opinion, and I am not a financial advisor, I would definitely say it's going to be a more, 5 to 10 year hold, because what they are working in and what sector they operate on, I definitely think it is, definitely a growing market sector as it is, because if we are looking at it right now, they have 200 million monthly users on Microsoft 365. Now, of course, Apxt do not have that full market sector, nowhere close. I think if they could definitely keep that market sector up and keep growing the business, they really do have some great room for improvement in growth in terms of, financial gain basically. So for that reason, I definitely think this company could see a lot more growth in the next 5 to 10 years, and I would definitely consider it a hold. So of course, now we're going to move on to some great questions which people were asking me in the comments. So of course, these questions I do think are quite significant, and that is why I am telling them in this video. So of course, that is the intention of this section. So looking at this stock, what do I think? Will it reach $20 on Monday? That is what somebody has asked. So personally, I do think we are in a potential area where we could hit 20 on Monday, but honestly, looking at the gains that we have seen so far, I definitely don't think it's likely. I mean, it is 50-50 with these small stocks, because of course, with the growth that we have seen so far, it's definitely not impossible, but I do think we are quite a while away from seeing that at the minute. But yeah, I definitely think if it's not on the Monday, I think we'll definitely see it at some point into the new year. In January, I definitely think it is going to go above 20 quite early in the month. So yeah, definitely a good buy in my opinion for that point. I definitely think it will hit 20 at some point in the next 10 or 15 days, but I don't think it is going to be on Monday, unfortunately, but that's just my view. Do I see this one selling off after the merger? That is what Drew asked. Personally, I do depend on how high this one will go. I think if it goes above, $35, $40, $50, I think then we could see a small sell-off coming after that merger, because, if it goes too high, for what the company is actually worth. I think, you know, it will go back down to a more comfortable point where the stock should be trading at. So I don't think it would be a bad thing to see a sell-off. But obviously, if it stays between $20 and $35, I definitely would not see a merger. I mean, I definitely would not see a sell-off happening, or at least a very small sell-off if it was to happen. So of course, another point which somebody asked me in the comments was basically, do I see this stock as being a one which is going to kind of slow down due to the fact that no institutions are on it? So personally, I do see that point. I definitely do. I do see the fact that due to no institutions being invested in this company yet, it is, you know, potentially not going to grow as much as some other SPACs. Now, I do think that also presents a potential opportunity for huge growth in the future. So if no institutions are in this one right now, I definitely think that means, you know, if an institution did come into this one, which it definitely could, I think that would present some room for great growth, as people generally see that as being, you know, a potentially trustworthy source and then want to buy the stock because of that. Obviously, earlier in the day, we made a video on NNDM stock, and of course, we were talking about how ARK investing in that stock forced it up quite a lot, and of course, this could potentially happen in this company. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be ARK Invest because it probably won't be, but you know, if some trustworthy institution was to pick this up, I definitely think that we could see growth on this one. So, of course, just to give a summary, in my opinion, definitely still a buy at 16. I definitely think it could drop a little bit lower on Monday or Tuesday, potentially after the big gains that we have seen, but I don't think that would be a bad thing at all. Overall, for the next week, I am seeing positivity, but that's coming more in tomorrow's episode. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad price right now. I'm definitely happy to see this growth. Long may it continue, in my opinion, and I would definitely like to see it happen up until the merger. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.